So on this channel we like to always talk about the best of the best and the most expensive technology and PC hardware around. But today we'll be flipping things upside down a bit, because today we'll be trying to build the cheapest gaming PC we can, or at least the cheapest PC we can, and still be able to call it a gaming PC with a semi-straight face. Because today I like to introduce the Bargain Hunters PC, because we'll be trying to turn this thing into a actually working PC for the lowest price we can. So let's get started, shall we? So first off, let's start with this PC we have here, which is a pretty standard office PC, which you see people use and throw away pretty much every day. And that's why it cost me exactly nothing, because I just found it in someone's garden. Yes, that's right, we have ourselves a side-of-the-road PC right here that we're going to try to turn into at least something that works. So far, our price tag is $0. We're doing pretty well for ourselves, aren't we? Then, for the graphics card, we're going with this, which you may recognize from my Phenom 2 build. And this is the Quadro 2000, a graphics card from 2009, which even back then was described as not optimal for 3D CAD work. Yes, you heard it right. A Quadro card that NVIDIA itself says isn't optimal for 3D work. So you definitely know you're in for a ride with this one. I've chosen this card for several reasons. Firstly, it doesn't require any additional power at all. Literally all of the power it needs is taken straight from the motherboard. And number two is, well, these things are so worthless nowadays, and once again, you can very easily get this thing from free, like I did. In fact, my back gave it to me back when I used to work in IT at like an engineering company, where I was going through tons of old PCs, and one of them had this thing in it, so he was just like, there you go. So graphics cards like this one you can very easily find in very old office style PCs like this one, especially if you get them from a workplace that actually requires some kind of, graphical acceleration, like say an engineering company. However, I actually won't be putting in this card for now, because first I want to see exactly how well this PC performs just running off the CPU. And the CPU we have in here is quite a treat as well. It is a Pentium G620, a dual-core, dual-thread CPU from the early 2010s. Now for the part that actually costs money, the storage. We're going for a 240 gig Crucial SSD, and the reason we're going for an SSD instead of a hard drive, even though hard drives are generally cheaper, is because, well, you can't really get hard drives anymore which have less than 1 terabyte of storage, and well, you also won't really need that much in a PC like this. Like, don't kid yourself, you're not going to be playing games that are Call of Duty sized on this PC. So I decided to go with something that's fast, but also has more than enough storage for the few games I want to install on here. So yeah, 240 gig SSD, which costs $32. And for the OS, I'm going for good old Windows 7 32-bit. Why? Well, the main reason is actually because I can't get the drivers for the Quadro 2000 graphics card to work on any OS newer than Windows 7. Plus, the side benefit of this is that, Windows 7 should require less resources to run than Windows 10, which also should give us a nice little boost in performance. And I'm very curious to see what the experience is going to be like on this. Well, let's start with some thermal paste, so this poor CPU doesn't fry itself. And now, how on earth does this cooler go on? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever even had the opportunity to mount an Intel cooler. Okay, so it's the next day, long story. Basically, I couldn't mount the CPU cooler for a while because I didn't realize that the mounting bracket underneath went loose. And I was also having some other issues with getting the boot drive all readied up. Oh, I also had to get a monitor that actually supports VGA, because I noticed that the motherboard output is only VGA. But now we should be able to actually fire this thing up and see what kind of performance we get just from the Pentium CPU. Let's get some internet going, let's get some power going, let's get, what else do we need? Mouse and keyboard, and the secret ingredient, VGA. I absolutely hate the fact that you have to screw in VGA on a monitor like this. It's the worst thing ever to do. Now, let's actually check if it even works, and if this PC will even fire on. Because so far, I haven't even tried turning it on. So, who knows, maybe this project is doomed to fail. It is! The fan's spinning. We should get a, we'll turn it off. It should help. Please tell me we're gonna get ourselves a display. We did. Start Windows normally. If this PC actually works. Oh, hello, what happened there? Okay, so I did install Windows, what's going on? So I did install Windows 7 on it, but apparently it's not wanting to cooperate. And I need a mouse connected. Actually, no, I don't. I can just use the keyboard. Hopefully this fixes it, because if not, and I have to try and reinstall Windows again, and reinstall all the games again that I want to test on this, but via this PC, then that's gonna be a pain. I'll probably have to pick this project up again tomorrow. Oh boy. It's actually pretty quiet. I expect that little cooler thingy on it to be pretty loud, but no. Like from here, I can pretty much not hear it at all. Now granted, we aren't exactly pushing that poor dual-core CPU too much right now. It's literally just attempting repairs on Windows 7. It's not the most demanding thing, but still actually very quiet. I'm actually surprised. It's repairing, and it's repairing. So, how's your day been? Are you excited for Cyberpunk? It's coming out in a few days. It's the 4th today, as of filming, right now. So 6 more days. I'm getting the collector's edition, which I paid way too much money for. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I feel it's gonna be a good game. Okay, finally, a few more days have passed, but we are here, and I've reinstalled Windows. I've reinstalled the games and everything. I finally got the drivers for this thing, because this is a PC made by some company called Advent with a Foxconn motherboard. Yeah, when's the last time you heard anyone speak of Foxconn? So yeah, it's kind of hard to find drivers for a manufacturer that's about as irrelevant as decency is to a politician. So thankfully, in the end, I did find them. I also really struggled with getting some good network drivers going for this thing. And some genius decided to put the README file in it as an HTML file. A file you need internet access for to open in a pair of network drivers. But anyway, let's just get going then. I got us a few games on here, starting with CSGO, which I'm gonna be honest, I think I played like a single game of, and then I gave up. I couldn't figure out how on earth to aim down sights, so I just kind of gave up after one game. But yeah, it's already lagging in the menu. So, as a reminder, we are running off the integrated graphics on this Pentium G whatever CPU, so I'm turning all of this down to low. We are running at 1080p, this is a 1080p monitor. Everything is going down to minimum, that's going to take a while. How do I even get into a game? There we go. Diffusal, Group Sigma, Diffusal, I don't know what any of this is. I know Dust 2, I think that's like a really good map everyone plays for this, so I'm going to click on that. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've only played one game of CSGO, and that was made like, what, a year ago? Ooh, what happened? Oh, a girl messaged me. That doesn't happen often. I'm expecting the loading times to be at least decent. We are running off an SSD after all, so that hopefully shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. And also, internet connection isn't too bad either. We should be getting, like, the connection here is 300 megabits per... It actually just crashed. Well then, should we try again or just call this a lost cause? Okay then, never mind. Looks like we can't play Medal of Honor Airborne either. Or I just get a message saying that the video card you're running is not supported. Yeah, that's probably because we aren't even running a video card. This is getting worse than expected. Okay, let's try CSGO again. Maybe this time it won't crash and burn. Okay, so this time, is there some way of getting into a practice with bots. There we go. An offline game. Okay, maybe going online was just a step too far. Maybe if I just do a game with bots, will actually succeed. So I tried twice more to run a single player bots game of CSGO on this PC, and twice more it failed me. But thankfully, I have plan B. Because this thing only has 4 gigs of RAM, because in a normal office situation, well, you wouldn't really need more. But I have something special. I happen to have a spare kit of 8 gigs of DDR3 memory. And since once again, I got it for free from working in IT, it still fits within our super extreme budget. So let's see if maybe that fixes stuff. Okay, let's quickly go into Task Manager. Ooh, I forgot how to use this old Windows 7 one. There it is, physical memory. Wait, 4 gigs? What? Okay, okay, so I'm in BIOS, maybe that will tell us something. Total memory 8192 megabytes. Task Manager, why on earth are you a liar? Okay, I have no idea what's going on anymore. What on earth is going on? Okay, okay. So I checked this, so I checked Resource Monitor to see if that will give us any clues as to what on earth is going with the RAM situation. Apparently, 5 gigs of it is hardware reserved. What on earth does... Okay, so it's the next day. Again, that should be my slogan by now. But silly old me forgot that you can't actually have more than 4 gigs in a 32-bit installation of Windows 7. Oops. But whatever. I took the opportunity while I was swapping out RAM to exchange that 4 gig 1333 megahertz stick that was inside for a 4 gig 1600 megahertz stick I had lying around, so hopefully that will at least provide somewhat of a nice performance boost. But now let's get on to what you've all been waiting for, the graphics card. Because, well, as we've established, getting any games to run on just integrated graphics are going to be quite the pain. So let's hope that we'll finally be able to turn this little project around by introducing a thingy, graphics card. How on earth do I take off this PCIe cover? Do I pull on this, or do I slide it, or... I'm actually so confused. Okay, so it's the next day. Again, this video is now dragging on as long as 2020, but I did get the graphics card installed, the Quadro 2000. I got drivers ready. I think we are actually ready to finally actually run games on a PC with a graphics card in. I think we're actually finally ready to play games on this PC. Okay, let's start with the Russian national sport, CSGO. And it still doesn't work. Okay, so let's try this again, but let's reduce the resolution to 720p, and hopefully this will ensure that we can actually, play this game. Man, does this look terrible. It looks so bad at 720, but whatever. It is a, what is it, a $32 PC, so yeah, that's kind of to be expected. Now please don't crash on me again, because if we have to go down to I think it crashed. And man, must a PC be bad that you can't even play CSGO on it at 720p minimum settings. Oh boy. Let's see if we can run Medal of Honor 1080p lowest settings. And even at lowest settings, it says that the settings selected are too high and may not perform well at the lowest settings. Now, as long as this actually runs and works, unlike CSGO, I'll be happy. Okay, it runs. It looks absolutely horrendous, but it's actually running a decent frame rate. Now, for whatever reason, I can't get fraps working. But this is definitely at least 60 FPS. Okay, maybe 50 FPS, if I'm being generous. I'm actually surprised. But what's really interesting to me as well is that the CPU cooler is still kind of... Okay, yeah, I went completely the wrong way. Botched landing. Yeah, I'm super far away from everyone. What's surprising me is that even though right now the game isn't running too well... Oh, hello. The CPU cooler is still kind of... well, quiet. Maybe not super quiet, but still rather quiet. Which is surprising me, because come on, this game is... come on, it's chugging real hard right now. It's chugging so hard that it'll beat Beth Harmon in a drinking competition, but still, somehow, it's quiet. Can I, like... Oh, hey. Hi. Okay, you're dead. Cool. What is this? I haven't played this game in a long time. And it looks like it was made in the early 2000s. Okay. So this is running fine enough. Let's save and try another game. Okay, now let's try a game which I've actually never played in my life, or I barely know anything about. But I know it comes from around the era that these PC would have been originally made, and that is Mass Effect. I don't know why I said that, you could see it on the screen. And this time, at least we get ourselves a readout, which is cool. And again, I've literally never played any Mass Effect game in my life, so I have no idea what to expect. Sure. Yeah, his name could be John Shepard. Cool, whatever.
I'm on my way.
Oh, I could skip by pressing space. There we go. Okay, so inside the ship at 720p, with quite a lot of textures and people doing stuff, and Shepard holding a gun. We're getting anywhere from 20 to 30 to 50 FPS. Yeah, this is... I mean, depending where you look. Here it's fine, then you turn around to look at all of these guys sitting here and your frame rate literally gets cut in half. Are these bad guys? Can I shoot them? I want some explosion, I want some action. Can I? I don't think I'm supposed to shoot them. Let's keep going. Ooh, stuff I can shoot. Cool. If I could actually... There, done. No, I don't want to level him up. There, auto level up. There we go. Please, just let me continue. Can I loot this guy? No, I can't. Oh, I think I did. Okay, it's still 60 FPS. This is actually rather playable. Let's see if I can up the settings a bit. Let's go particle effects, high. Texture detail, high. Apply. Okay, still fine. Let's go. Texture details, ultra high, so that people don't look like they're made out of Play-Doh anymore. And that is a lot crisper. And we're still somehow running at a good FPS, cool. And then when the action heats up, we drop to around 40. This is actually rather playable. So then, if I had to give this PC a name, it would probably be the Manage Your Expectations PC. It can game, but it can be also very temperamental, like you saw. CSGO just refused to run, even at 720p, lowest settings. But Mass Effect, that ran very well. Medal of Honor, that also ran very well. Also, surprisingly, it's rather quiet despite having a super basic CPU cooler. So yeah, here it is. A PC rescued from someone's front lawn, restored and made into something that, well, can at least play somehow some older games from around the early 2010s, late aughts. So if you manage expectations, something like this could actually be a pretty good PC. Just remember to actually get a graphics card for it. Any graphics card, even if it is a Quadro 2000 like this. If you're lucky, maybe something better like a GT 1030. That could also be great, and you can also find this for dirt cheap. It all comes together to make a PC that, if you really can't get anything better, I mean, definitely could be worse. You could still have some fun, still play some games, even if the graphics aren't super crispy or anything. But whatever. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a pain and a half to make, but I still hope you enjoyed it. And hey, if you're still here, maybe also check out my Patreon, because even $1 a month goes a long way in helping my channel, and hey, it allows me to make way better videos, and also videos on way more interesting topics. And also, I love to thank my Patreons, Gavin Burns, LKB, Naomi Sushi, Tiffany Jacobs, and Wolfie. Thank you all so much. Down there, you're also going to find my Amazon Associates links if you can buy anything from Amazon. I'll probably link them to this SSD which I use for this build. And also my Discord if you want to talk to me or others about this or whatever else really. And that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I see you all in whatever next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.